Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hello, everybody. 10 people already watching. Well, this is not a good time for a podcast, but we have a special one today. Welcome to RTC live show, episode 4 of this new series, and episode who cares about since if I start counting from the beginning of time. Today we have a good friend of mine, a special guest, and we are launching something really cool that we want to explain to you what it is. And without any further ado, let me introduce you to this guy over here. Hi, Jai. How's it going?
Hello.
I
Good,
think
good.
like this picture that we have here, I've been seeing this a lot in the last few days.
Yeah, and for
Is
the
this a
past
good
one
thing
week,
or a
right?
bad thing?
You'll see more of me, and the people that's watching will see more of me as well.
I
So
hope
you have to
so,
get
man.
used to this.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. It looks like we are working together again. So
Yep.
that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before we go into any explanation of how we met each other and tell our story, why don't we explain? Because we've just released the first episode, right? So the first episode is a pilot episode of our new
Mm-hmm.
project, RTCx from RTC Experience. So what is this project? Tell me about this.
Instead of episode, we should say episodes, because
Episodes.
if you see all your notifications, if you, let's say, you already sign up on Patreon, there's 3 videos popping up.
Aha.
Yeah. So you have the Chinese version, you have the English version, and the Portuguese version. So
Wow.
what's going on?
What's going on
Are there
here?
subtitles and stuff like that?
Are we crazy? 3 times the work? No, it makes sense, right? It makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. We are trying to get this project to reach further, right?
Yep.
And from our experience working in this industry, we felt that at least these 3 languages we could cover. Maybe Spanish would be an interesting one as well, maybe for the future. But for now, we know that there's different communities spread around the world that need to understand each other and be in tune. So that's why we decided to do this training project and have this in 3 languages. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we going to do here? Why did we do this?
Yeah. So I think we had this discussion previously, where do we look for tutorials outside our workplace? So usually the case, the tutorials we see outside or the videos we see outside are generally quite um long, as in they are presented with exercise and stuff like that. What we felt was missing was the um techniques, tips and tricks. I think those are what would interest the people who are already in the industry,
Yeah.
which is our target audience for this platform.
Yeah. Exactly. So there's a lot of step by step tutorials, right? And at least personally, um, I find them boring. For me, it's just like it's again going over and over through this stuff, and we're trying to do something different here, something that engages with people a bit more. So we are not explaining you how to use the software. We're not explaining you what
Mm,
is the ABC. We're gonna try to move away from that and explain you the options, like literally lay down and discuss the options that we have to solve any kind of problem. Okay, it doesn't mean that everything that we're going to show is going to be super advanced. No, it doesn't.
mhm,
It's not like that. It we can still cover basic and simple topics because that's the foundation that you lay for a solid artist. But we want to show you and discuss sometimes what people don't want to discuss. So
yeah.
we want to show you the good options, the bad options, the options that we find that are like so, but we still want to show you because they are being used in the industry right now. So if they are being used, we need to talk about that.
Mhm,
And depending if we agree with that or not, it's still
yep.
valid because it's still being used. Rafael
Mhm.
Santos is with us. Hey guys, all the best for the project.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
thank you so much. We already have two patrons, huh?
Before we launch, we already have to.
Oh my goodness. So this just to explain the idea. So this is a very challenging time
Mm,
for launching anything, right? And everything is quite expensive to produce. So we thought about launching a platform that could help us deliver this content because we didn't know how to what was the best option. There were several options on the table, all of them extremely expensive. So throughout this moment, I think it makes sense to test the waters and
mm,
see if we can grow our community and if people get interested in our content, and that's why we've created Patreon, a Patreon channel with the different tiers that will accommodate pretty much every pocket, and it's quite inexpensive. So if you want to just watch our content, it's pretty inexpensive, and we believe it's going to be worth your investment.
Mm-hmm. And it's a small fee for people who are just interested with the videos, or if you are interested in terms of what the different tiers are, you can go into the site that is being linked. I think it's linked on the video itself, together with the video.
Together
Yeah,
with the
with the live stream.
possible,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I don't know if I don't know if I've put on the description. I think the description here is automatic, but definitely
okay.
definitely we'll show that, and we'll post
Mm-hmm.
patreon.com/road to comp. It's going to
Yep.
be our little corner where we can show some tips and tricks. I think this is going to
Mm-hmm.
be pretty cool, to be honest. Knowing our chemistry inside the company, and while helping people, training people. Oh, Meishan, hi, how's it going? She says gonna be the best com course out there. Careful with this. This is not a com course. Okay, we need to differentiate what is the objectives. Okay, so RTC has different kind of projects. uh, the project that I have that I've launched, and it's going to start here in Portugal soon, is a full compositing course. Okay, this is for absolute beginners or intermediate people that want to learn from scratch. Okay, with our Patreon page with RTCx, we don't want this to be a full compositing course. We want this to go straight to action. Okay, we're not going to show you how to press the buttons and what is a node. We're going to go straight to business. Okay, it's going to be all juice.
Yep. Mm. So and within one video, we will try to explore different techniques or even different ways of solving the issue that you encounter while building your script inside New, or even in Silhouette. So it's not a course where we are just only using one software, because ultimately, I believe both of us share the same belief that to be a more complete artist, you must be able to make the right choice to pick your right tools to
Absolutely.
accomplish the task in the most efficient way.
So important, man. I see a lot of times the right tool being snubbed, not because the tool is not available, but because people don't know how to use the other solutions. Okay, and specifically talking about this project, we're going to use sometimes Silhouette, sometimes Mocha. And if you are working in the industry, you know how important these tools are in your day to day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nuke is of course your main go-to package when you're talking about compositing any kind of procedural work that you're doing. But if you want to be the best, if you want to be super efficient and kind of relax while you're working and not always be stressed, you're gonna have to incorporate all the best packages there are out there. Okay, and this is what we're gonna do. It's kind of software agnostic here. We're gonna try to show you the best tool for the best moment. All right. Shall
Yeah.
we show our page? Aha! Thank you for sharing, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna add here to the
I think people
podcast.
are really excited about
Aha.
what different tiers or what we can offer.
All right. Let me see if I can show a bit more. All right.
Yeah.
So this is our Patreon channel, and you can scroll down. And the first thing that you should be careful is not to just look at the first three levels. There's six levels. There's six tiers for this support. Okay, we can only show three because that's how Patreon works. I think they should show all of them in one go. We already had one patron that didn't know there was more more levels. Okay, okay. So If we want to start describing this, this is all cumulative. If you're not used to Patreon, this is all every tier accumulates with the previous tier. Okay, and that's what we're doing here. We are adding a bit more and a bit more. So Jay, do you want to tell us about the first tier?
First year, which one? The one with the €1?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is, I think, um, the most, I would say, affordable tier, of course, but this will be just purely showing us support. And whenever we have any RTCx videos, your name will be shown by the end of the videos as
Absolutely.
a credits to acknowledge your support.
Hmm. Also,
Yep.
here on the
So,
RTC live show, we're gonna start
mhm,
showing the shout out to to everybody that is supporting our project. What else? Early access to teaser videos, right?
yep,
So
early access.
early access, yeah, just the teaser videos. Okay, in this tier, since it's the lowest tier, you only have access to early to the teasers. Okay, we're gonna be launching the teaser before we launch the video, and if you are our patron on this first tier, you will have straight access before everybody, before it goes public. You will have access a few days or a day or two before everybody else, so you can start the hype train. You can start sharing. You can start sharing the love, so we can have a bigger community. Okay, we know this this
Yeah.
this takes this takes long. Like this project,
Mm-hmm.
it's a slow cook. It's like a good
Mm-hmm.
wine that we're gonna be like we are now harvesting the grapes. Okay, and we are starting to slowly to produce the wine, and then it's gonna have to be reserved. And you'll see where we want to get to, and the kind of videos that we would like to produce. Uh, the video that we just released about Dust Bust, it's a good representation of
Mm-hmm.
how we want to interact with you and the kind of techniques. Okay, of course the topic itself, it's a very simple one, right? It's that's why I was posting. People are gonna be like, why the hell Dust Bust?
Yeah, scamming our money.
Yeah. So why Dust Bust?
Yeah, so I think if you look into the video, or if you're already watching it, you oh, Yuhan,
Yeah. How's it
hi,
going?
long time no see.
Long time no see.
Yeah, so back to about the video, if you are already watching it, yes, it's a very basic topic, but the way we want to present to you or the audience is that even with a small problem, there are so many ways to solve it. And if you would be able to understand what we are trying to say, all these additional um techniques, or even I won't say additional techniques, things that you already know might be refreshed, and you can apply these small tricks here and there onto your daily com, or even while you're doing paint, or even certain logics in terms of concept in terms of tracking can be applied while you're doing roto. So um, we try our best to incorporate several solutions within the each episode itself, but we don't want to drag the episode to be too long,
Yeah.
knowing that if let's say it's gonna be talking about too many things at one go, it might be a bit confusing. So we
Yeah.
are trying to find a right balance. So I think episode one, or the pilot episode, not episode one, it's a good mix of different approach. Mm, and ultimately, it's not something that we try and um, orchestrate or like plan so much at the start. It's
Yeah.
just a general idea.
Yeah.
Then
Absolutely.
while both of us talk about it, we come up with different solutions. This is something we noticed while we were working together, the chemistry, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone would have their own way to fix, or even like to finish their shot. It's just how acceptive you are in terms of um learning someone else's idea, or
Listen.
even blending the two ideas together.
Yeah. Finding a common ground and realizing that there might be one situation where this technique is going to be better, but there's going to be other situation where the other technique is going to be better. So why
Yep.
not to talk about both? Okay. So this for this pilot episode, Dust Bust, this was literally just our shakedown. So technically,
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to figure out how this is going to work, and we needed a nice and simple topic, almost like you just arrived in a new company, and you are just getting used to the pipeline, and you need to understand what you need to do. So you need the first shot to be an easy shot, so you can know how to submit, how to render, how to put it on the farm, how to submit the dailies. So this is our first shot.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All
And
right.
depending on the response on the audience, I think we want to keep it quite open as much as possible. We want to hear what people want to listen, or whether the format that we are presenting might be productive or not.
Yeah.
Some people might think, oh, you're talking about too many things at one go. It might be too hard to digest. So depending on how things goes, I think the real aim is to benefit the community and to grow together.
Yeah.
Not only just us sharing, it's everyone in the community, the patron community, to grow all together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's show the second tier. So second
Mm-hmm.
tier is 10 euros per month. Okay, and in this tier, you will have access to our contents. So which is our training videos, and is as simple as that. You subscribe to this tier, and every week, if everything goes fine, and and we are still healthy, and we can deliver this weekly, this is our objective, is to have one video per week. These videos, we, as Jai was saying, we're gonna try to have small topics that doesn't bring, of course, too much work to us in terms of weekly. So we are working in the industry. We have, of course, our job, and we need to integrate our job with this content creation. So we want this to be short but very intense. We want you to look at this video and say, okay, I've learned something today. If everybody looks at one of our videos and says, I've learned something today, that's the best feeling, because that's exactly what happened with us when we worked together. Even with many years of experience that we have apart, we were learning something from each other each time we were talking and discussing
Mm-hmm.
a technique. Sometimes with the same technique, even with the same technique, we could do it in a different way, and learn something. And those are the little details that we want to show to you and share, because sometimes it's not how difficult and how complicated the techniques are, but
Mm-hmm.
how well you can execute them, and are those little details that make the difference between a solid artist or someone that is going to be chewing and dragging the shot for too long. Okay, even with a simple topic like dust bust, you can be chewing dust bust for too long if you don't know how to organize your scene. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we wanted our videos to be like 15 minutes. It's impossible, because we have many things to discuss, and probably on dust bust we still have a few more things that we could integrate there. That I
Mm-hmm.
remember we could integrate on how to show up the dust bust better, and even how divide your picture several times. There's so many things. Okay, so this is going to be the first episode about dust bust. Maybe we can even pick another episode one of these days, and show you even further. Okay, so this was
Yep.
the first one to explain what is the technique. Very simple technique that people use simply by cloning. And we are explaining you that if you want to be even faster, there's better ways, or sometimes there's more efficient ways of handling this, and still get to a result that is much faster and much better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. What else? What is the next tier, Jay?
I think the next tier is the one that I think most of the people who are interested will be subscribing to, or
Mm-hmm.
at least the more basic tier. Mainly because this is with the scripts that we are using
Uh-huh.
for each of the episodes. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. So all the project files that we have, all the footage that we're going to be using, uh, we're not going to be finaling the shot. Okay, so we bring this topic to our training session, but we're not going to be finishing the whole shot. We don't have time for that. That takes time. That takes practice. Okay, that's exactly what we want you to do. So we will on this tier 12 euros, we're going to be sharing all the footage and all the project files that we have with you. And the idea is that you pick up what you've learned from the video and practice. Okay, and you practice on your own time, whatever you want. Cool. So this
So
is
then I think that
yeah.
brings us to the next one, where
Uh-huh.
if you practice on the footage that's provided, the script that's given as a reference,
Yeah.
so what happens? You never know whether you did it correctly, or you're trying to scroll back the video that we recorded that to mimic everything, and in the end you still can't get the same results.
Yeah.
So what happens? So next year is the one that I think it's quite interesting. Then we will have a bit more interaction as well. So
Absolutely.
maybe Carlos, you can explain what's the weekly, not weekly. The word is here is
Episodic
weekly
feedback.
group feedback.
Yeah. So basically, what happens here? Every week, we're gonna gather, me and Jai. We're gonna gather to do a daily session. Okay. And if you don't know what is a daily session is where every single day you show your work to your supervisor, and he's gonna be commenting. Sometimes individually, sometimes in a group. Depends on the situation. Depends on the company. Depends on the department. But you need to get used to be judged against your peers, and even looking of what they are doing, their mistakes,
Yep.
and what they're doing good, what they're doing bad, and you're going to be in the mix, trying to figure out what did you do correctly or not. Okay, so this is the tier where you're going to have the first interaction with us. Okay, it's not going to be a live interaction. It's going to be a recorded interaction. This is going to be our daily session. We will bring every result of every exercise that we have for the previous episode. Of course, we're going to give you a bit of time for you to do this. Okay, usually we're going to be
No,
launching.
we're not gonna give time. The next day you submit.
I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah,
I'll give you
we
5
have
minutes.
to train the artists to work with production as well. So that's part of the.
That's going to be Jai's job. He's going to be looking over your shoulder saying, "It's done. Is it done?"
That's why you're counting on, since we are working together, right?
Oh my goodness!
Okay, enough.
This carries
Sidetrack.
on.
Let's go back to the serious
Oh my
topic.
goodness! So this is the interaction we have with us. It's going to be a daily session. It's going to be a recorded session, of course. We're going to bring all the exercises. If there's too many people and you have plenty of people having the same problem, we don't need to go one by one. Okay, we will say, okay, we have here several exercises. All of them are having the same issue. We're going to use one as the representative example of what we want to show, and say, okay, let's learn from this mistake. Okay, it's very often that you do a tutorial, and it's very easy. You just believe that you understood. Okay, you just go, and sometimes you even scroll through the tutorial just to the bits that you want, and you have the recipe. That doesn't really count, to be honest. It just the fact that you watched it doesn't mean that you know how to do it. You need to practice it, and you can either practice and don't say anything, or you want to practice and you want to show the result and have that perfect. Okay, remember that you are talking with two supervisors here, people that are working in the industry, and they've done this for many years, getting the shots to be finalized, and the feedback to be constructive. So we're not here to give any harsh comment, but we're gonna have to be honest here and do exactly the same work that we would do if you were one of our artists working in our team. So it's gonna be constructive criticism and straight to business, right?
And like we mentioned, we are not absolutely taking the shot to final, so there's no pressure in terms of completing the entire shot within the time frame given.
Absolutely.
So it's more of showing that you understand the topic that is being talked about. Or sometimes you even can do it wrongly and send it in. Then we could also feedback in terms of what went wrong, or how you didn't get to the end result. So
Absolutely.
it's slightly different, even though it's mentioned as a daily session. It's more of us learning together,
Yeah.
because by looking at the mistakes the artist will make, it's not only just the artist that's gonna learn. I believe both of us going through the um, scripts would learn as well. And if the artist doesn't mind, or we can share as an unknown artist, we'll not share the name, and we can share that common mistake
Yeah.
that's being made. So if you could make this mistake out of your work environment, in other words, when you're working on the actual shot in production schedule, you would high chance avoid that problem, which I think is very helpful.
Absolutely. Totally agree. So this is gonna be for me one of the very interesting tiers that will give us that extra connection between the audience and the creators, just for us to know that if you are really acknowledging what we're doing. So this is our first level of connection. Then we have second level of connection.
Mhm.
Okay, we are still not married, but
No,
we are
there's no
engaged.
tier that's married, right? You didn't put it in without letting me know, right?
Oops, might have.
Is it tier 7?
Tier 7, a
I
special
bet no
one.
one will sign up.
Tier 7 is going to be a hug.
Just a hug?
Hug in the times of COVID is a very extreme sport. Okay, so a
Oh,
hug is going to have to be done in a proper environment with all the tests being done beforehand. Okay, so tier 7 is going to be a special one.
all right. I'll look forward to tier 7. But let's talk about tier 5 first.
All right. So tier 5 is going to be our monthly group Q&A. Okay. What is this? Of course, this tier. Remember, all of this is cumulative, so you get all the benefits from the previous tiers. And on this one, apart from all the group feedback that we are recording, we're gonna do by the end of the month one live session through Zoom or through Discord, whatever. We're gonna decide what's gonna be, and we're gonna publish in this tier, and you're gonna have access to that. Okay, so what are we going to be discussing during this session? The several topics that we had for that month or the last 4 weeks, depending on if the month that has 4 weeks or 5 weeks. We're going to be discussing the topics that we have for those 4 weeks. Okay, imagine that we are a year from now, and of course, when you subscribe to our Patreon, you have access to every single video that is before. And in this live session, each one of the guys from the audience is asking from a different video, from different months, different years. It's going to be confusion. Okay, so the idea for this group session, this live session, is for us to discuss anything related to that month. This is going to be by the very end. So you watched already all the videos. So this will happen right by the very end, and you're going to be able to ask us anything if you have any problems that you had specifically, if you want any other tip or trick, or if you want to share a different idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's something that for sure people are going to be, oh, you are entitled, you can't be entitled to tell us how to do this. I said, no, this is just us sharing our experience. There's going to be 10 different ways or 100 different ways of doing the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. This is the ones that we're going to be presenting you are the ones that we believe are more efficient. But
Yep.
if you have something that you want to share with us, take the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else? So this is the 30 euros a month tier. Okay.
Yep.
And then we have, and then oh, I love that
And
movie.
then
And then we have the last one. We are still not married on this tier. Okay.
no
So
hug.
so this is the 50 euro one. What will we have here, Jay?
Oh, so for sorry, I got distracted by
By
Melvin.
Melvin.
He posted a comment.
Is there a plan that
He
includes
missed.
lunch with the supervisors? Can be. Tier 7.
Yeah,
Tier 7.
you can choose to have food with me, or you can choose to fly to Portugal to have food with Carlos.
That's it. That's it. If
Yeah,
you weren't on the 50 euro, definitely we'll have dinner. We'll have lunch together.
yeah. But air tickets is not included.
Tickets. Yeah, let's make that clear. Should I introduce that on the definition of the tier?
Okay, okay. Back
Uh,
to business.
all right.
So tier 6, not 7.
Yeah.
Tier 6. So you have an individual Q&A. So it can be over lunch, depending on what time is it. So because we are expecting audience from worldwide, it can be someone of my time zone. It can be someone of Carlos time zone. So we will find a suitable time. Um, we will have both of us as much as possible to come together and give individual feedback. Because I believe there will be artists who are slightly more shy in
Yeah.
terms of sharing their work. Maybe at the start, this will be a good way for you to share the problems that you face. But ultimately, what we want to achieve by the end is you are comfortable even showing your script that did not work, because
Yeah.
ultimately, as an artist in the production context, often the case you might be showing work that is half done, which is very common. No matter doing paint or even doing com or even your roto, um, then you are to get used to receiving feedback in a um, positive way, I would say.
Mhm.
Even though sometimes it might sound nasty, but I do believe most of the supervisors are trying to be objective to get the shot done, because that's their main job scope, I would say, is to get all the
Absolutely.
shots final.
Yeah. To get to the end result in the uh, most easy way. I would say
Mhm.
easy. And easy, it's the fastest one. It's the one that is less painful. So, oh, we have another friend sending us a message. Lovely to see you guys live.
Hi, Pratap.
Prataksakar. All right. Uh, and I think related to this topic, that's it. You have this last tier that will give us an individual feedback. If you
Mhm.
want any kind of extra feedback session that you didn't have enough time during the group feedback session, you have something that you wanna ask, or any kind of problem that you are facing, and you want a more specific uh, interaction with us, asking anything, and you don't feel as comfortable in being in a group environment. We have this here for you. Okay,
Mhm.
so every month, if you want this, uh, you subscribe to that last year. Cool, and that's it.
Last year being tier 6, right?
Tier
Tier
six.
7 will be launched in future.
Tier 7 is going to be in the future, and we will actually we can probably do some. Depends on how the community grows, and if this gets to something really interesting, and people are keen to be with us, we will find something to do together.
Ooh,
Okay, so this
you're
is
already
gonna
hinting it. I thought you're gonna keep it in your pocket.
Who knows, man? We have two patrons. I was so happy, to be honest. With the
Yeah.
last night, like first 5 minutes, we got already one patron, and today we got a second one. Two good friends that I know. There are students of mine, and they are really keen with what we're gonna do here. They listen to the project and they go like, yeah, well, let's try that. Let's try that. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how that goes. And we
Make sure you
are
include them in the end credits.
I didn't have time today to do to even
Oh.
produce the end credits, but we will post that. We will post that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it more than 24 hours. All right, Jai. Just to explain, now that we've introduced this project, we can show people a bit more of how did we met, and why Why this project? People might be thinking, why these two guys want to do something like this, and why did that happen? So we can probably explain to people how did we met and what do we do. I think for my side, people already listened to that story many times. Oh, we have 17 people watching in live. Okay,
Oh,
hi guys.
17, 18.
Send us
Say
message. We
hello.
yeah, send us message to see who, because I can't really see on
Yeah, we
Facebook. It's
can't see.
really
That's the
difficult to
thing.
see. You either watching it live and you see people coming in, or if you
Hmm.
lost it, you don't know who is watching. So send us a message, type it on Facebook. We can see it straight away, and ask us questions about this. Ask us anything. Ask us about the weather. I'm
It's
pretty.
gonna be complicated to answer about the weather in Singapore though. It's a boring answer every time.
It's you have summer and super summer. There's days there are 35. There are days there are 36.
Today it's super summer.
Today is super summer. 36.
You know, just now you mentioned you want to show the audience how we meet. So I was a bit worried. Now you're gonna show pictures. Do you have pictures that I have not seen that you're gonna show the audience? You're not
The
gonna show
moment.
pictures, right?
No, I'm not going to show it.
Ah, okay. You got me worried.
Melvin is saying send nuke.
Nuke.
Does he mean send nude?
Subscribe to the €12 one. We will send you the new script.
We will. All right. So how did we met?
Okay.
Do you remember? Because for me it was an adventure.
Avenger? Oh, you were doing a China world tour, right?
I was doing the world tour.
Yeah, you should share about your experience in
Oh man,
China.
that was an interesting one. So basically, I was invited by Base Effects to be the global head of DPR, and I've been doing comp for several years, and I wanted a more connection with talent development and training, and this is what I like to do. Call me crazy, but this is something that I have a real pleasure. And of course, doing shots is an absolute passion. But if I can do that and at the same time helping people to grow and to learn more, that would be very interesting. So I've accepted this challenge to move to Malaysia and to take care of a global team in several countries, in several cities. And the first thing that people asked me to do was to do a tour of the Chinese facilities, because there are several cities with a facility in those cities. And one of those cities that I went was Wuxi, right?
Oh, yep. I thought you were gonna say it wrongly.
No, I still
Yeah.
remember. I went, I
Mm.
went, I went to many places, man, and
You started your journey in Beijing first, right?
yeah, it was Beijing first, and trying to get the feeling of how does how does the Chinese artist works. So for me it was an interesting experience, because I've been in Asia before. I've been in Singapore
Mm-hmm.
for 3 months, back to the times of double negative Singapore. I was there for 3 months training the team, and that was super interesting. First was learning the accents. When I arrived there,
Yeah.
coming from London, that was crazy. I can guarantee you, the first day I could barely understand what people were saying. But quickly I've picked up the tune, and I could figure out the different accents from different regions that you can say. So it was very interesting. In China, it was even more interesting because no one speaks English. So as simple as that. So the adventure starts when I get to the airport and I don't have my luggage, and I couldn't explain to anyone what I want. I just want my luggage, and it was like 2 hours or 3 hours just to get out of the airport, just to know what was the belt where my luggage was. And yeah, that was a huge place. Took enough, like hours in the immigration And when I arrived, there was no luggage because there was long gone because I was stuck for many hours. So I wanted to explain to people, guys, I just want to know where's my luggage. Out of these 100 belts, carousel, whatever you want to call it, which one is mine? Because it's not on the monitors. And this took like, I don't know, phone. It was very difficult. It was a crazy experience, even on an international hotel. The challenge is you are in an international hotel and no one speaks English. So
Are you
that
going
was.
to tell that story? Are you
I'm
going
not
to
going to
tell
tell
that
that
story?
story. I'm not going to tell that story. That
So
is
that's tier
one for
7.
tier 7.
Yeah, you see, this is the chemistry we are talking about.
See, now you know. Now you know. Tier 7. So if you want this story that Jai knows, tier 7.
Don't say like only I know. I believe people watching
Many
the live
people.
stream, a few of us would
Yeah.
already know what that story is if they remember.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But that was quite a situation. So I went to Beijing, and then I believe I went to Wuxi and then Xiamen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that was like three different cities
Mm-hmm.
apart from each other, quite a few hours. And when I went to Wuxi, uh, there was a few people that I knew. Well, at least one. There was Calvin,
Mm-hmm.
our friend from Three Piece and the Soda. Uh,
Repeat and
so so this is the first thing that gathers us together is UFC, is mixed martial arts. Okay,
mm-hmm.
probably the topic for a different different place.
Yeah, it's a different community, but we have a few people who constantly support us no matter what
Absolutely.
kind of content we talk about.
Even Raphael was
Yeah,
was looking
Rafael.
was with us. Like you
Yeah,
still
all the
need
time.
to do a live with us. You need to get on the Three Piece and the Soda. We're gonna try to do
This
that
weekend.
this weekend. Okay.
This
Yeah, Raphael. We're gonna try to do Three Piece and the Soda this weekend. It's always difficult because we are in completely different time zones. So for me, that means that I need to start the live stream at 3 a.m. But I'm crazy enough to do that. So when I arrived in Wuxi, I knew that I usually get like a brief of who are the key people, and Jai was pointed me as one of the key elements of the team, and I was like, okay, so is it like a supervisor or leading a team? It's like, no, just an artist, but you need to talk with that guy. I was like, what? So like this guy is key, but is not in action. It's just like on the backstage. It's like, yeah, okay. So when I talked with Jai, suddenly we were in the same universe. We were talking about the same things, the same problems. We understood each other straight away, and that was very interesting because I could easily connect and engage with you, and you would get straight away what I was talking about.
yeah.
Because of course you know that in terms of techniques, people use different techniques, and sometimes we use the techniques, but we don't want to use those techniques. So that was the issue when I came in and said like, maybe we shouldn't do this, and you're like, exactly. Maybe we
Or
can
I will
do
tell you,
better.
but you were the head of the department, so you have the authority to make things change. So that's why we cannot expose what we feel like it's important to change, because I think before um the the environment is quite different, whereas we have several rules to play with or to play within.
Yeah,
So we take every chance to improve the I would say life of the artist, because ultimately if you can get things done way faster, which
yeah,
means there's lesser OT.
yeah, and that's quality of life, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that I'm always up for that. It's talking about quality of life. It's like, let's do it. Whatever gets the job done faster and with better quality and gets us out, so we can have a bit of life. I'm totally up for that. And that was always the intention, always with good intentions, trying to figure out what were the current issues and what were the
Mm-hmm.
strengths and the problems of the team, So I could easily understand that by talking with you, and figuring out what was your feeling. So your feedback was extremely important for me to understand how is the logic of the local community, and how are they used to work, and
Mm-hmm.
how could we improve this and make
Yep.
everyone's life better. So with that in mind, when we opened the Malaysian division, I invited Jai to join the bandwagon. So I took Jai out of Wuxi, and with a few more friends, that became our team,
SWAT
in
team,
base
our
KL.
snipers.
Absolute SWAT team, man. That was pretty impressive. Okay, the team was supposed to be bigger than it was by the very end, but I think I got lucky with that, because I've gathered, I was surrounded, in first place, with people that I trust, and that I believe there are really good professionals, and good friends as well. So you can't just have someone that is really good at doing the work, but then you can't really connect with that person,
Yep.
and it's difficult. So having people that are fine, we can go have lunch, have dinner together, and have fun, and we can distinguish what is the work environment from the outside environment. So that for me was a key moment, when I met you. And of course, throughout our years, what it was, 2 years, more than two
3 years.
years almost 3 years,
Yeah.
right? Almost 3 years
I
that
think
that
my
we worked.
my side of story is gonna be, I wouldn't say different.
Tell
It
me.
starts from a different timeline, I would say. Yeah,
Tell
because
me.
I missed the train, I would say, because you were in Singapore for 3 months. So I was the batch that joined after you joined, as in you came to DNEX Singapore.
Yeah,
So the only thing I had recollection about you, it's
the
the
videos.
name being floated around, the videos, exactly, or the dailies videos for a specific show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
Exodus.
luckily I wasn't, as in I didn't have the privilege, I would say, to get those videos. So that was the first time I heard about you.
Because we
Then I
worked
went on my,
together, right? We worked together, but I was in London and
yeah,
you were in Singapore, and that
yeah,
was
but of
right
course
after I
through
left
through a lead
Singapore.
and someone in between, so we
Yeah.
didn't have a direct connection. So that's why when someone told you this person is Jai, you have no idea. But
Uh,
instead, the
I've
other way around.
just by the name, I could recollect briefly, because I
Mhm,
knew that I didn't meet you, because I knew the name of every single person that I met in Singapore,
mhm,
and I didn't know your name, but I had an idea, and the idea came from when you told me that you did Exodus, and I was doing videos,
yep,
for like feedback videos. People might
mhm,
think, and people were thinking, this guy is crazy. He's doing feedback
yep,
videos. I was like, well, feedback videos, exactly what we're doing here. Why feedback videos? Because you care, right? Because you care. Like it was very simple for me to just point. This is wrong. But for me, I like to take it further, and it is okay. This is wrong. Let me show you how you can approach this to make it better. And the next time you might incorporate this technique in your arsenal, and then that's you've invested time in someone and doing those videos, and then you will get it back for sure.
yeah.
Pedro
So
Viegas,
so
you
by
knew
the
John
time
Black.
2014, you're already living in 2020. You're already using video feedbacks.
Video
So
feedbacks, yeah. That was, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Some people were like, "This guy is crazy. Why is he doing video? Why is he opening the scripts?" I was like, "Well, because I care. Because I really do care about what people do, and I believe that if I lose some time with you, trying to help you, the next time, next shot, the problem is not going to be there, and the life is going to be easier for both of us, because I don't need to send the feedback saying that something is wrong, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, my shot, boom, first time, submitted, approved." So what else? What else do you remember in your timeline?
My timeline then, of course, unfortunately, we all know what happened to DNAC Singapore.
Yeah.
But that is also one of the ways that I get to continue in the industry overseas. So that's why I was fortunate enough to join BaseFX in Wuxi, and then subsequently, as the time goes by, you came on board as the global head of DPR, and that's where our timeline kind of converged. Mm.
Yeah. Oh man,
And ever since then till now, it's been 3 years. I think we
3 years.
um a chat about this, where I saw your podcast before because of you have interviewed, I think, or even have podcast with many of the prominent people that were in DNAC.
Yeah, with
For
Ollie.
example, like Ollie.
Yeah.
So
Oh man,
he
how
was
good was that
my
team?
supervisor.
How good was
Yeah.
that team? That's what I asked. How good was that team? I'm from a moment where this was the first years of DNX Singapore. Like, as you can imagine, like, you always think about, oh, Asian facility is where, like, you do, like, the least good work. I don't know. There was always, like, this linger, because it's ignorance. Literally, people don't know what happens until you actually go there and you realize that the work was freaking outstanding and the people were very dedicated. Okay, and of course they needed guidance, and they needed a
Mm-hmm.
connection, and this is what I felt. There was a lot of people eager to learn. Ollie was fantastic, and I've interviewed him in one of the first episodes. I was still in Vancouver, and that was hilarious. Uh, that guy is hilarious. He's a good friend, and is hilarious. I can't stop laughing when I'm with him. I think I can't stop laughing anytime. But that was such a crazy team, and that was, like, even today, uh, the best people that I know working in the industry, some of them are from DNEG Singapore, the former DNEG Singapore. So that was such a good school, and I was really proud, having have just did a small contribution to that, and for the communication with the West world.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons we kind of have the chemistry because we came from the same school.
Yeah,
Same school as we started our career in DNAC. So of course I think you have some prior experience, but I think the bulk of it where it's truly related to movies and visual effects is also DNAC. So um, with the same kind of drive, same kind of how should I say, concept in mind, we could share a lot of topics, and I
and
believe
good
it was over
intentions,
a
right?
dinner.
Good
Yeah.
intentions. It was
Yep.
always what I feel is like, there was really good intentions in discussing these things and trying to fix things. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to point the finger, but it's not
Yep.
so easy to find a solution for the problem. And I do
Mm-hmm.
believe that the team that we had in base KL was good at that, and that chemistry that we
Yep.
got together was solving problems. Okay, let's talk about the problem openly. Let's figure out a solution for that, and how we engage with the artists to to get where we want and where we need. Right. That was
And
it.
not only just base KL, I believe it became a worldwide kind of mission, whereas worldwide, of course, in terms of context, where we have three other studios in China, or
Yeah.
two other studios, sorry, in China, where we have to work closely with them because ultimately we are the ones handing over or turning over shots to them, and that comes with the biggest challenge, and also the I would say the biggest platform for
Yeah.
us to really work together, because
Yeah.
ultimately it's your ideas that I have to bring across, because ultimately that you mentioned they don't speak English, or they could some of them could understand, so I'm like the middleman. Then constantly I would have to be the one hearing from the artist and relaying the information, describing the problem, and also ultimately when we have a solution, we have to present it together. So I think we had a lot of trial and errors in terms of doing this. We even had the one session where you will present something in terms of like a technique that we should approach the shot. then I will translate the next portion. So imagine if we didn't do that, we might be doing that for RTCx, then it will be a total failure
Yeah.
because that format totally didn't work.
It was so difficult, man. When I
Mm-hmm.
was speaking in English, and probably people were like, "I have no idea what is he talking about." And then Jay would come in and explain again. People like, "Ah, okay, I get it now." so, so we had to find, even with that interaction with the artists, we had to find the best solutions and learn along the way to find the best
Yeah.
solutions to do this. And I think it was quite successful, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The team was super hard worker, and it's just that you want to fine tune their capabilities
Yep.
of doing stuff. Okay, not everybody has the luxury of coming from a school like DNAG,
Mm.
where you have a lot of precision and you learn from scratch. Like the artists start from the lower tiers and they progress in their experience, and that gives you a solid background. So you are really
Mm.
solid at doing something. So and I'm really, and I like that in you as well. It's being really hands on. You're a
Yep.
supervisor, but you have you're not afraid of just picking up the shot and getting your hands dirty and trying it. Like if something goes wrong, just let's just do it. Okay, if you are good at what you do, you're not just telling people what to do. You are helping to find the solution
Mm-hmm.
and literally trying and finding trying to what is the best solution to get to the point and solve the problem. And that was the thing. That was the chemistry that I felt. That is, we can almost understand each other when we are showing and trying to figure out the solution, the drive to
Yeah.
get there, persistent and saying like, this is still not perfect. Let's get the team to try this, and then we look. It's like, it's still not there. It's getting
Mm-hmm.
closer, but still not there. And that was very interesting. And that is something that brought us together to do this project because we want to
Yep.
carry on doing that and helping people, trying to find the best solutions, and that will get people to be better
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
I think it's a interesting journey for me as well because before I met you, the word the your company name Road to Com has a very specific meaning to me because while I joined the industry, my main intention was to become a compositor. So having to see someone's company name being Road to Com, it's really quite like okay, then this is someone I should talk to, I should listen. So like you mentioned, I'm very hands-on. One of the main reason is I always believe I'm an artist first, a supervisor second.
Yeah,
Ultimately, that's my goal in terms of my career, whereas I want to be a more complete artist. So whenever, even though I'm taking on supervisory roles, I should not stray away from doing shots,
absolutely.
or even picking up sometimes the toughest shot at the start would actually help the team because you come up with a solution or even know what the artist is gonna go through. For example, the difficulties they are gonna meet while tackling those shots. So you be the first one to know about it
Yeah,
before having them to jump into the water. Of course, that is like a almost perfect scenario, right? We don't always have the luxury
no,
because sometimes we will be so bogged down by so many other things like um our day-to-day tasks to talk about to attend dailies and stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's difficult.
Yeah, so road to com to me now having to be able to sit here and to be talking to you and ultimately I would say as a compositor. So
Absolutely.
it was quite a interesting journey, I would say.
Yeah, there was something that gave me one of the best pleasures for the last 2 years is seeing you doing the road to comp, literally going through, like when I've picked you up, you were an artist giving advice to the leads around you, or even training the leads around you, and then seeing you progress into a department lead, or what in general world is a supervision position, and then at the same time training and helping the compositing team to do shots during the hard times, grinding. and then achieving the role that you wanted is to land in compositing and
Mm-hmm.
do shows as a compositor. That was for me, that kind of motivates everything, and basically it will just prove that that's what I was trying to do, what I try to do, is nice thing and has good intentions, which is to get people to move further and understand while they're being the best at doing what they do. And that's exactly what you did. It's like being the best, putting your hands on whenever it was needed, and then trying different things, learning, always learning, trying to do different things to get to the next step. That was very interesting. Such a good experience.
Yeah, but I guess we need to stop with the praises. I think if not, people
Yeah.
will be like,
Let's
"Oh,
let's say
what is these
something
two guys
bad
doing?"
about what did you hate about me?
You are always too happy.
I'm always too happy. You've seen me a lot happy, but you've seen me worried as well, and yeah, you've seen. I think you've seen uh, all the sides of Carlos. Not
I
everybody
believe
get to
so. It
see that.
was it was quite a journey, I would say. Even though for a very short amount of time, back in our previous workplace, we have to bask in glory, and at the very end, we have to say goodbye in the way that we didn't want to.
Yeah,
I couldn't put it in much nice um in better terms, I would say,
yeah,
because ultimately different people, many other people had similar experience. Mm.
yeah. Difficult times.
Mm-hmm.
This is the world where we live today, right? It's
Yep.
uncertain times, and this is why during bad times we need to do good things, and
Mm-hmm.
have good intentions. That's exactly what we have here. We're doing this, and we're not going to get rich doing this.
Yep.
Well, well, depends. If we have 1,000 patrons, we could get rich. But
Looking at the amount of viewers, I think we are still pretty far away, I would
we're
say.
pretty far away.
Pretty
So
far away.
that's
Maybe like two zeros behind.
that's not the intention, of course.
Yeah.
We have the good intention here of creating a good community of followers that share the same enthusiasm for this. Okay, this is a different kind of project. Okay, uh, of course we'll have courses, full compositing courses to teach you from the ground up. This one, as we mentioned in the beginning, this is for every kind of artist, established
Mm-hmm.
artists, newcomers, everybody that want to dig straight into the action. Okay, you are parachuted right in the middle. Like I don't know if you wanna talk millennial, right? You are playing Fortnite and you are dropped in the middle of the action, right? You parachuted in the
You
middle
talk
of the
like you
action,
know Fortnite.
and boom, 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 boom. I don't play
You
Fortnite.
just trying to connect with the
Yeah,
younger generation, right?
you got it. You got
I see. I see it right through.
it. But this is pretty much how the industry is today.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this big game, and it's like Hunger Games, right? It's like there's a lot of competition
Yep.
happening around, and especially now during the COVID times, there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of jobs being lost, and all of our intentions is to help out the community, bring together with us whoever wants to share techniques and be part of this, and of
Mm-hmm.
course that doesn't that that's that's a lot of work. That's why we are behind Patreon. We don't want this to be free training for all and public training for all. That's not the intention. The intention here is because this takes a lot of work. This is a way of supporting us to do this and be part of that training community
Mm-hmm.
that wants to take it to a different level of expertise, and that's what we are creating here. It's a training community. It's a community that discusses high level aspects of visual effects compositing,
Yep.
and we will be really glad if you want to be on that journey with us, journey that starts today, and it will carry on until we see that there is interest from your side, and yeah, we'll produce, uh, I hopefully, good content that you like.
Yeah, and I think just to make things clear as well, we didn't come up with this idea because both of us are at home, working from home, and we had spare time. Actually, this idea already came out in a very different way, I would say. Maybe like 3 years ago when we first met, you wanted to explore to have a Chinese version of your road to com
Absolutely,
course. Yeah. So
absolutely.
then we were exploring this ever since then. And while we were together in KL, we even talk about, oh, instead of just talking about it, why not start? But of course, when we want to get our hands on and start shooting footage or even get
Yeah,
certain things planned out,
we got
things just
derailed.
didn't go our way. We were separated.
Didn't go our way. I like the expression.
Yeah,
I like the expression. Things didn't go our way. Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, we got separated in a way. We are still separated,
We're
but
still
we are on the same
separated.
platform.
Yeah, but we'll, yeah. During this time, there's something that we learned is that people are never too far apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
The remote work, everything that is happening is kind of changing the game,
Mm-hmm.
and this is interesting times. Okay, I believe that we are learning something with this moment, and this will help our community. Of course, that is not going to change it completely. One of the things that I felt while we were working remotely was the human connection.
Yep.
I needed that. I needed that over the shoulder, instant reaction of like, "What are you doing? Show me that. That is really cool." And you can't have that. You can't have that while you're working remotely. You're not gonna do like a Zoom call to ask someone, what are you doing? Show me something cool. You don't do that,
Mm.
right? You catch up with your team, or you have like a room where people can talk and hang out, but you don't have the same, I don't know, it's a spontaneous reaction
Yeah.
that happens or triggers something that triggers, like we are talking about something and suddenly the guy on the side is like, oh, that is really interesting, what are you talking about? And then suddenly you get gather the whole team around you discussing the topic, and whenever we figure out something really cool, we can show it to everybody. So this is something that I miss from working at the office, is the
Mm-hmm.
human part and the spontaneous reaction and the learning. Of course,
Yep.
when you are a more junior artist, or even when you're senior and you want just to validate your idea, sometimes you need a second pair of eyes
Yep.
to look at your shot and on look at your problem, and in the most honest way, and just ask, can you give me your opinion on this? Like, is this looking good to you? uh, and we are losing that. So
Yep.
I do believe that we cannot lose completely this spontaneous reaction and the human part of doing visual effect. That's how we learn. That
Mm-hmm.
a junior, I don't see a junior artist now just calling someone more senior saying, "Oh, can you show me how to do this?"
Yeah.
I don't see that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you either are asked if you need some help, and then you're gonna be, if you're shy or not shy, you're gonna might give it a try and say like, oh yeah, I'm struggling here. Can you help me on this? But you are not gonna call someone specifically to ask the stupid question. Okay, and
Yep.
that's something that I've learned since day one. Ask the stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
Get it out of the way. You ask it once, or you've listened to it and you didn't get it, certainly, and you need a second time. It's like, oh, you remember that technique that you were using? Can you show me that again? Um, you don't get this nowadays. So I hope that at some point we can use the best of both worlds. Of course, working from home and having a bit more distance and people not spending so much money and commuting. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But we cannot lose the human part. And I'm a very social animal, and
Mm-hmm.
and I need that. I don't know about you. What is your feeling on this, Jay?
Yeah, I think one thing I definitely miss is to be able to just turn around my chair, then I see Melvin. Oh, you bring up
I'm
his
bringing,
comment.
yeah, bringing
Yeah,
his
see, we
comment.
have the chemistry. Yeah, so I'll turn around and see Melvin working on his shot using his most famous technique. Do you remember
Monochrome,
what's his technique?
monochrome.
Yeah, so I believe you need to have one episode with
Oh
him
man,
as a
we
special
to
guest.
to 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 honor Melvin, and Melvin is going to be in our episode showing monochrome. We will show
Yeah,
different ways of doing what he does, but then he needs to come in and say like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing, but this sometimes works. Well, it always works.
he
sometimes
always
it,
works.
sometimes it works only in his hands, but it does the magic, man. It does the magic. Yeah, you missed
Or
that, right?
then maybe the other example I would like to share is walking over to other departments and you see the amazing work other departments are doing. So I think that was one thing that I truly miss now that I'm working from home
Yeah,
because I believe most of our passion within visual effects is not just painting away markers, rotoing hair,
yeah,
and and all these small stuff. I wouldn't say small stuff. All these stuff within our department is always looking at. I think the most impressive one would be FX. FX
yeah.
always around our corner. You see them
Oh man, so good,
doing the
so good.
simulations, like stuff like that. Be it water, be it just dust. Then you walk to other departments and you see, or even sometimes you even have the opportunity to talk to them and or even go into dailies with them for them to
Melnochrome, Melnochrome,
the episode will be called Monochrome.
Melnochrome. Oh man, I
Yeah,
do
so
I do really miss those times. Like just
mm,
walking around and talking to people, meeting people at the office, knowing what they do. Uh, so important, man. It's so important.
mhm.
Chris Whitford, a good friend of mine, is saying he was playing 80s music at 3 a.m. in the morning during crunch to final the last shot of a show.
Let me guess. That is Scanline.
No, no, no. This was back at ILM, I believe. I believe this
Ah,
is back at ILM. We
is it
were
the
work.
same playlist that you share with us?
Yeah. Well, the playlist started with them. The playlist started with them, and then it progressed into like different branches
Mm-hmm.
of this, and it started back at DNAG, and then it went to ILM, and then I spread it like through Scanline. Everywhere I go, I share the playlist because, well, just to tell the story about that playlist, it's the what's the name? Uh, what's the name? It's those songs that you are.
Retro?
No, it's the songs that you don't want to say that you like, but at some point in your life you were listening
Ah,
to that all the time. Guilty pleasures. That's the word. That's the
ah,
word for that. So the
example?
objective of that. Well, imagine like a Backstreet Boys. No one wants to admit that at some point in their life they are all singing Backstreet Boys, or I don't know, Britney Spears or a Christina Aguilera, something like that, or like a Venga Boys back back in the time. Like, it's a guilty pleasure, right? You don't want to admit that you like that song, and you don't listen. Of course, you don't listen to that song nowadays. It had its time, but sometimes when
No,
you
now
are
you're
going,
working from home, so you never know what the artists are actually listening to,
yeah,
especially during crunch time.
uh,
Imagine they will deliver a shot. So
absolutely. That was the
what do you use?
moment. Sometimes you need something just to make people laugh, and you just go crazy. And of course, when you're doing a shot, and it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and you are going through hell, you just want to have a laugh. And I've used that several times in my career, and it was really funny, because people at that point they need something to hold on to, and just listening to those old tunes, they just go crazy and laugh and sound like, okay, that was amazing for a bit, and at some point we need to turn it down because it's too much. I don't know how many hours can you listen to that playlist? But sometimes it happens when I go through hell. I start with heavy music, and then when I'm completely lost, I need something to have a laugh. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
guys.
believe these songs, they will give you a boost for maybe an hour or two.
Yeah,
Then after a while, you'll be like, I need to turn this off. I
yeah.
need
I
to
need to turn this
get back
off.
to my shot.
That's when you're lost. When you can't even laugh to this anymore, is like you are like it's your last drop of sweat. And that happened a few times throughout our career.
Yeah.
This is the joys. Like, you go through a lot of wars with the teams in these companies, and this gets like a special bond with people when you go through
Hmm.
war with people. And I like that feeling. I like that feeling, to be honest. That was part of the challenge on this last role, was to go through war with
Hmm.
people. And I had the best squadron. That was a SWAT team capable of doing pretty much anything. Just throw us anything.
But I believe your squadron didn't have to go through that much war because the war usually get ended quite early.
that's
Or
that
we
that's the beauty of it.
hmm
When you've been polishing all the weapons throughout the that time, you're always ready. And if you are sharp enough, you have sharpshooters, and boom, it's just a headshot, right? You
hmm
don't need to be with a machine gun. Bah, 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 bah. Just a headshot, boom, done, problem sorted.
Yeah, I think and it was one of the more rare occasions, I would say, to be working in a facility and not doing that much crazy OTN, and you didn't have to pull out your secret weapon, which is to um let us hear your guilty pleasure songs. It was, or at least it was played at your place, not in office.
Yeah, we didn't go through many wars
Mhm.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
but
had
I believe
we had
that
our
the
share.
team,
I
to be able to
remember.
do that, they had to go through war
Yeah,
before joining. The war was before they joined the team.
yeah. And for you to appreciate what is to go through almost 3 years without doing any overtime, that's an interesting one, right?
Hmm.
It takes time to get there. It takes, of course, a good team and trust. And it's not just your team; it's all the production team, all the other supervisors, everybody. It has to connect. Everything
Hmm.
has to connect, and people have to be on the same page, agreeing on the standards, on the techniques. And that's the joy of helping something to progress. And I do
Hmm.
believe that we did a good job in that, trying to solve the puzzle. And if you see where it started, where it ended, oh man, that was an interesting journey.
Yeah, and not only just for the shots, I believe for artists as well. Like we had the opportunity to really groom certain artists to move up to um a certain position where he or she is confident in doing almost
Absolutely.
every kind of shot in terms of paint, because we were in the roller paint department. Of course, not talking about com yet. So that was, I think, one of the most fulfilling experience, to be able to
Absolutely.
see someone grow, not only just getting shots out of the facility, but to see someone to be able to not only just finish the shot, but understand how to get that shot done, and even cross expectations that we had for that few artists. Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Really important. Yeah, that was a journey, man. That was a journey. And now we're here, trying to launch something that we can share with people, and not just keep inside our bubble. We're trying to pop the bubble,
Hmm.
and show. So if people joined recently, we are here promoting our Patreon page, RTCx. It's what we consider a new experience in terms of visual effects training. Okay, you have 60 years if you want to support us, from €1 to €50. There's plenty for you to choose in terms of the interaction you want with us, or if you just want to listen and look at the videos and yeah, enjoy our beautiful voices.
Oh yeah, I think we didn't mention how we gonna deliver it in terms of 3 languages. I think we
Aha,
we kind of skip that part.
let's do
So
that.
I
Let's
think
do that.
before we end the video, we
Yep,
can definitely talk about that.
absolutely. Tell me about that.
So the interesting part is the English portion, I would say, because it will be the more interactive one,
Interactive.
not
Yeah.
not in terms of the audience and us, but within both of us
Yep.
itself, because we will be doing the same topic at the same time together.
Mhm.
So the thing about the English version, we will have maybe let's excluding the small conversations we're gonna have. We're gonna
Which happens as
um
well, right?
yeah, which is important while like waiting for the track to kind of run and
Yeah.
stuff like that. We're trying to show everything live as much as possible, not keeping stuff in the oven where it's already
Yeah.
cooked
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, so we will chip in, and also during that presentation itself, um we will also um interact with each other and give a different perspective in terms of how the shot can be done.
Mhm.
Then moving on to the respective languages, which is Chinese and Portuguese.
Yeah.
Uh, it will still be a recorded video, but it'll be done. I'll be doing the Chinese version, and Carlos will be doing the Portuguese version.
Yeah.
And essentially, these two versions are to just let everyone know this is recorded after we have
Yeah.
the English session.
Yeah.
So in other words, even though if you don't understand the English session and you can only understand Portuguese or Chinese,
You
you will
have
be
another
getting
opportunity.
I
Yeah.
would say 98% of the juice from the English session,
Absolutely.
because we will include all the points that we have talked about in the session that we share, and have it I won't say translated, you'll be still recorded from scratch.
Yeah.
So one of the main reasons we want to do that kind of live, even though it's not 100% live, is to also encounter the different problems while moving through the scripts, because I think
Troubleshooting,
that's one
right?
of the key, yeah, one of the key things that I wouldn't say is missing. Many other tutorials prefer it more neat and well presented. It's not that ours is not well presented. We want to show the problems that the artist will
Yeah.
face while constructing that script. And if I were to face that problem, high chance the artist working on that practice would encounter the same thing as well. It might be a very simple thing where you set your stabilize to match move,
Yeah.
or the reference frames is just wrong.
It's wrong.
And sometimes all these small problems are the one that is causing your work not to appear the way you like.
And that's usually a
So
roadblock, right? It's when you face something like this that you realize that sometimes just looking at a tutorial that is fully scripted and everything goes well, when you're doing it, it's not that easy, right? It's not
mhm,
that easy. You need to go through the problems and learn what is the usual way of setting up. Okay, the one of the ways that we like to present a problem is building up, is growing.
yep.
So you don't go straight away to the final solution and to the recipe. I hate recipes. Uh, and you start growing your script as if you are learning from your script. You start testing an idea, a concept, and while you are developing that, you are facing a new challenge. Okay, and you can see that with our video. We start with a very simple, basic concept. We get an idea, we develop the idea, and then we face a roadblock. It's like, okay, now we need to solve this. All right, let's solve that, and then we start developing that idea, and then we face another problem, and we try to solve that problem. And this will help you in your background. You will have a solid background of understanding how to do stuff. It's too easy when you are just showing a tool. Okay, a lot of people like to do tools. I like tools when I can understand the tool, when I can
Mhm.
actually rebuild the tool. Okay, I do prefer when people say me, okay, I'm not gonna show you the tool or give you the tool, but I'm gonna show you how I got here, so you can get the
Yep.
concept. Okay, now either you know how to build a tool, which is a specific set of skills, and then we can actually do a video for that, how to build a tool, what you need to do, and you don't need to be like a software engineer to build a tool. You need to learn your way through that, so you can actually do what you need, okay, to build your own tool. But the
Yep.
tool is only useful if you can open that and you can actually understand what is happening in there. And that's the thing that we will try to do. We will avoid the tools, or we will
Mm-hmm.
build the tools with you, to show you why do we actually need a tool. Because if we are repeating something, or if the script that we have for that specific solution is quite too big, and whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to change is very complicated to find where to change to affect the final result, that's the moment where you need the tool. Okay,
Yep.
but definitely want to avoid just saying, oh, I have here the tool that solves all of your problems. You plug in this input, you plug in that input, boom, problem solved. Uh, that's not really cool. I much prefer to have it very explicit, and start growing the problem from scratch. Uh, I give you an example. Sometimes for I don't know, just call it, I don't know, keying
Mm-hmm.
or grain.
Yep.
For grain, there's a million different tools for grain, and people say, "Oh, I have the best tool for grain," but no one really explains what is the problem. Why do we have 10 million different tools uh, for regraining? Why? Why is the reason that you had to do the tool? I do believe that your tool is going to be fantastic, but why did you get there? Why do I need to
Mm-hmm.
use yours instead of the other guys? Just because you say yours is better, show me how you got there and what are the reasons that you had to end up there. We had to do our own grain tool
Mm-hmm.
during I believe it was almost 1 year, or at least 6 months that we started developing, and we went through a
As long
journey.
as the show lasted. Mm,
Absolutely, absolutely. That was Star Wars, right? So it's like Star
this
Wars
one right
is,
here.
yeah. That's Mando.
We did it for that.
It was from. I was for Mando. It was for Mando. Yeah, 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 yeah. Star
Yeah.
Wars
And
was
he
the
won
was
the
the was
Emmy.
the easier one, and that was film. Mando
Yeah.
one was the tricky,
Mm-hmm.
and once you start developing, first once you start trying to regrain a plate, and you want to be perfect. It's not just any kind of grain, right? Any kind of grain is
Yep.
easy, but we want to be perfect, and you start facing a problem, and you use a tool, and you're going like, this doesn't give me anything new. And then you start, okay, how can I fix this? And you try to do, I don't know, we try to go procedural approaches, and trying to rebuild, recreate. And then there's always like that feeling, the repetitiveness of the pattern that happens in there, that makes it so difficult for you to believe you are so close, but you are so perfectionist that you don't want to say, "No, this is enough." Well, it's not enough. If it's not perfect, if you can't make it perfect, it's not yet enough. It all
Yep.
depends on the time that you have, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely if you have, I don't know, 500 shots to do,
Oh.
and you give up on the first few ones, saying, you know what, this is enough because I can't do any better. That's
Mm-hmm.
not the best way. So we tried to progress and to learn what would be different ideas, thinking outside of the box, looking at what is around, testing the tools that were around, and you were still not happy with that.
Yep.
And we got some ideas. I don't know, brainstorming
Mm-hmm.
out of this, and what if we do this? What if we do that? And we ended up with something really interesting that had, of course, to be tested by the team, especially in terms of user interface. Sometimes you do a tool and you are happy with the result, but then when people try to use it, they're going like, you know what, this is not very friendly. Like it does the job, but it's not friendly to use. That's when you take a bit of time in terms of user experience, and you
Yeah.
try to listen the feedback of what people are saying. You know what, maybe if you don't pick it here and you have a slider in there, that's going to be easier. And then you go picky, and you start to make the tool looking really really good, really fancy, but but that's like the final. That's the cherry on top of the cake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the most important thing is, for me, is the journey and on
Yep.
how to build that tool
Mm-hmm.
to have something special in there that we know that was extremely useful and can be used in many other solutions, right?
Yeah. We have a question over here.
Yeah. Is the training mainly using Nuke, or what software is going to use? Jay, you want to say it?
Yeah. So if you look at our teaser poster, you see more than just the Nuke icon. So that means we are gonna tackle more than just Nuke. We will be talking about Silhouette as well. I think you previously, uh, while we were in the same company, I did share with you the possibilities of Silhouette. And that is a very essential tool for a paint artist, or even sometimes it can be very
Compositor.
helpful for com to finish up
Ooh,
their
very.
their shots, especially when dealing with ages and stuff like that. Then other than that, we will also talk about Mocha. Now that
Voodoo.
Mocha is within Silhouette itself,
Yeah.
correct?
Even
So
better. It was already before, but now that the companies merged together, or was acquired, basically the integration is seamless, and now the integration with Nuke is even more seamless. So,
mhm,
I think we're going to try to use all the tools and show you different solutions.
mhm,
Whatever we feel that is the best solution for the exercise, we're going to show you, independent on the software. Sometimes, why,
yep,
even when I'm teaching some subjects, you can even use it in any software. It
mhm,
doesn't matter if you understand the concept of what you're doing. It doesn't matter what software you're gonna use. Software only gets you faster to do something faster
mhm,
because the tools are there to help you. If you
yep,
don't have the software, you still can use the theory behind it, all the nice principles and the concepts on how to approach a shot, and you can use
yep,
that in Nuke, in Silhouette, in whatever.
mhm.
You just pick up any kind of software, and if you use a nice technique, a nice idea, you can still use that. So
And I believe that's a perfect question, right? Because um in episode one, oh no, the pilot episode, I'm
pilot
keep
episode,
calling it
episode zero.
the
I call it.
episode.
I literally posted that as episode zero.
Yeah, I'm too excited for the next one. But yeah, for the pilot episode, we were already start talking about solving the issue or approaching the shot using two different software.
Yep.
We will spend a big part talking about new and also show an example how can you do the similar setup in Silhouette. So
Or
you
sometimes the
can
opposite. Sometimes it's going to be a shot that we go straight away. You know what? This is to be approached straight away on Silhouette. And now
mhm,
by the very end, let me just show you, if you had to do this in Nuke, what are the problems that are going to be faced. So it depends on the situation, right?
yeah, and sometimes it's a good marriage of both techniques
Yeah.
of both software. You need both to
Yeah.
get to the final. But
Absolutely.
hopefully we will run something that we can show the beauty of that. Whereas you establish something within you itself first, or maybe in Silhouette first, then using the other software to complement.
Amaru, hi Amaru. I'm curious to see the Silhouette plugin working in Nuke. We will show you. We will show you the magic. It's getting better, man. I'm still from early days of Silhouette, and I was back in Skip Studios. We learned Silhouette, and it was Paint and Roto, and it was already the best tool possible. But still, of course, with problems, with concepts that were still early days. The same way that Nuke developed, Silhouette has developed along the
Mm-hmm.
times. And yeah, I was yeah. Even that, I was really proud that one of the things that Silhouette has now, I was directly involved with that. It was the smooth interpolation, trying to get the smooth
Ah,
interpolation from Nuke into Silhouette, so we can literally save keyframes, and they have that now. It was a long, hard process to figure out, but we managed to get even the two companies to talk with each other and sharing sharing the code, so you can actually translate this into a much easier way from Silhouette into Nuke. So it's yeah, man, this is gonna be a journey. It's gonna be showing you guys some, hopefully some cool tips and tricks. Uh,
Yep.
Again, not so scripted. That's why we are going to be recording this exactly in this format. We're going to be almost
Mhm.
like in a live stream, but we're going to be recording our live stream because we want this to
Yeah.
be a discussion, an interaction between me and Jai, right?
I think the main reason we didn't do it as a live stream was because of the time difference, whereas we are both residing in different
Yeah.
areas of the world. So I believe next time maybe like a RTCx Series 2 when
Oh
we
yeah,
are gathered at the same place,
that would be
then
awesome, man.
then
Do
you
it
have tier
live.
7.
That would be really interesting if we could be together, like next to each other, doing that. That would be even better. Okay,
Mhm.
we'll leave that for season 2.
Season 2, yeah. So I think I have one more example, which I think is quite important to share with the audience. Is um, just now when we mentioned about tools, one thing that struck my mind was when I this is something that happened to me personally when I was an artist in previously in DNEC. I wouldn't say I'm very dependent on tools, but as a pretty junior artist, tools were one of the ways for me to get through shots, or
Yeah,
at least certain scripts were already compiled into nice gizmos and stuff like that.
yeah.
And with the level of understanding I have during that initial phase of my career, I was not able to kind of decipher what those gizmos are.
Hmm.
So I was very reliant on these tools. When I move on to the next studio and knowing that tools are usually proprietary to the companies, or sometimes certain things don't translate over, right? So I was pretty worried where I can't perform to expectation. So um, that experience give me a very important lesson, whereas it's quite important at the very start of your career to understand how these basic tools or important tools that will help you along your journey are made, because ultimately if you were to use them so often, right, you really have to understand the reason why these tools are built this way, or how do you build them from scratch.
Yeah,
For example, let's say just now when we talk about the monochrome, it's a very basic concept, um, whereas we are just using multiple channels and swapping them around, and the tool was that simple, but at the very start I didn't really know what it
what
was.
was behind that? Yeah,
And yeah, so you have to use that note that you try and maybe ask from your colleagues that managed to get it from the previous console, because that is not like a proprietary tool.
yeah.
It's something that is just being compiled. So this is one of the examples. So um, in our series, we are also trying to show that without a recipe, you are still able to tackle the shot. And when we go through a certain technique, we try our best to explain why is it done this way, or can it be done in a different way. So when you encounter different shots, because I believe um, we have worked on so many shots, you can't say two shots are
Are
almost
the same, right?
100% identical.
Yeah,
They have their own challenges, even if it's just roto shots with the same angle, with the same requirements. You will have slightly different requirements, or you can approach it a bit more smartly, I would say.
absolutely. Totally agree, man. Totally agree. I think this is gonna be interesting. What
Mhm.
are we talking about? It's our project. Of course, it's gonna be interesting. We're trying to
If it's
convince
not interesting,
ourselves that it's
just
gonna be
launch tier
interesting.
7.
Tier, it gets to something even more interesting. Tier
Mhm.
7.
Do,
You
do
wanna-
we have to set like a minimum amount of members before we launch tier 7?
let's do that. We can actually have goals. So let's
Oh,
establish now how many patrons do we need until we launch tier 7.
I think everyone will be asking why it's tier 7.
We will have to figure out. We'll have to reach there to understand what's going to be tier 7
Ah,
because we don't know either.
it's just a fist pump.
How many? How many? I'm gonna launch that as a goal. How many?
Tier 7.
50?
50?
50 patrons?
Yeah.
To
Since
launch
we,
tier 7?
are we still at 2 right now?
I think so. I haven't checked, but I do believe yes.
Come on, guys. Show some support, even though if it's just €1.
What are you talking about? 4 patrons. Oh my
4?
goodness.
We got
Yeah.
2 more.
Yeah. Melvin and you.
Hey.
Thank you so
So
much. Oh my
answering
goodness.
questions and having audience interaction helps.
And we have Alexandre and Danny as well. So yeah. Thank you so much. We have what?
Thank you.
50 patrons for tier 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal.
We'll let the audience make a poll for what's available in tier 7.
All right. That's a voting system,
Yeah, poll.
a poll. All right, man. This was so much fun. We're already like 2 hours in. Oh,
Yeah, almost 2 hours.
Gerald, where is your patron page? What are you talking about? Let me show
Yeah,
you. Let me show you.
Oh,
RTCx, and then let me show you this. Boom! Look at that. Patreon membership. It's there. Patreon.com/road2comp. Okay.
Mhm.
This is where
oh,
you
you have
can.
a notification. Is it someone that subscribed?
I think it's my wife telling me something.
Oh, did I take up too much time?
No.
Of you?
It's fine. Oh, it's 5. She says it's 5.
Ah.
There's 5 people. 5 people just joined.
I think we can't stop this live stream, man.
I think we should
Let's get to
keep
50.
doing the live stream until we get 50.
Yeah, then we can launch tier 7 straight away.
Then we have tier 8.
Okay.
Oh. Oh my goodness. We are crazy.
But I think if we're gonna stay here for 50 members, right? We probably gonna miss episode 1, episode 2, episode 3.
Yeah.
We'll be talking here for weeks.
All right. If you are a patron, you will see whenever we launch the teaser for the first episode. It's going to be next week. We're going to be working hard on that, bringing you something interesting, and we will let you know how that goes. Okay. 2 hours in, we still have 12 people watching us. Crazy. This time is not even the best time, but I guess any time is best time, right? Especially when people are working from home, different time zones. That works. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should do more in between the season so that we can continue to engage with our audience.
Absolutely. We'll do this more often. I'm pretty sure of that.
Mhm.
And definitely we will bring to our training sessions some guests whenever we find that a topic is very interesting. I have a few topics that are controversial that I would like to bring some guests. And of course,
Will it cause us to lose our job if it's controversial?
nah,
As in,
nah, not at all. People like to learn new things. Definitely, we're gonna bring Melvin. That's an invitation that stays right here for the monochrome. We're gonna be showing. Yeah, one of them has to be about channel swapping, and how can that be good for you and terrible. I've seen people channel swap and trying to get rid of markers, like just using that massively, but completely wrong. And then there's Melvin. That does his magic, and it always works. Even if it's not working for anyone else, it always works the way he does it. We are selling his product. You should launch that tool to Nukepedia.
Wikipedia?
I learned so much knowledge from the article you guys shared in the wiki page. Keep it up, guys, and thanks for sharing. Aha, nice. See, that's good. Gerald is looking for that. Done.
Gerald, I think
what? Gerald was the 5th.
Is it number 5 or is it
Is
number
it?
6?
I need to update this. Still shows 4. Oh, 6. Oh my goodness.
6. It's number
Rafael.
6.
Rafael is with us as well. And Gerald as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We didn't expect it to go this
Oh,
well.
so nice. Look at that. I can you can't even do that. 6.
You can bring up the page.
6. I can.
You can bring up the page.
Yeah, nah, that's fine. It's fine. I'm the fifth the fifth element. All right, guys. Let me just quickly show you our page once more. RTC Live. And have a look, guys. We have already here the episode in Portuguese and in English. And in Chinese as well.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese. It should be there. I think this is not showing everything, but it should be there. Okay.
Yeah.
At least if I scheduled it correctly, it should be there. Okay. Any questions
What are you doing
have?
to the Chinese episode?
Sorry.
What are you doing to the Chinese episode?
Doing nothing. It's supposed to be there, but this, like, Patreon has this thing about hiding everything. It's like the same thing as you have when you open the page. It's gonna be hiding the 3 next levels when it's very important. If people are not used to Patreon, they will think, oh, there's 3 tiers, and then they forget that they have interaction with us, which is gonna be.
But I think don't worry. Like just now, I receive notifications whenever new posts are up. So as a member,
Sorry.
time's up.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's I forgot to turn the notifications to off. So do not disturb. That's the message now.
Yeah, as soon as we were talking about notifications, right?
Yeah. So you're saying that you receive notifications?
Yeah, so as soon as we launch any teaser videos, which is even if you are the €1 supporter,
Yeah.
You will also receive a notification on our early access teaser videos.
Absolutely.
So with that in mind, all the other things that we post on the Patreon will be notified.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will let you know when does this happen and how we're going to be sharing the footage and the files. We're going to be sharing you guys. That's why we're doing this pilot episode, because we want to get the best solutions out of this. All the videos are high quality. Everything is hosted on Vimeo, so you'll get the best quality. We are still doing full HD, but at any time we can switch to 4K.
4K. I will look even more terrible with 4K.
At least you're looking alive today. The other day you were looking pretty dead.
You know that you put me side by side with my HD camera and your marvelous camera. I look like I am shot with film, you're shot with digital.
You're shot with Super 8.
Super 8, yeah.
Super 8.
And that was the exact same size of the footage that we were working on.
Exactly.
HD.
Exactly. All right, man. I think it's a wrap. We are literally getting close to the 2 hours. People are still with us, and I thank you so much for listening to this podcast. That is an exclusive launch of our project, our beloved project. And thank you for subscribing. If you have any questions, drop us a message. You can find us in Facebook, YouTube. You call it, okay? WeChat,
LinkedIn,
anything.
Yeah.
If you want to find us, you will find us, okay? And we will answer your questions, okay? Anything, let us know. Other than that, see you next week for our next teaser. You're gonna see our faces a lot, right? Episode 1.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Okay, I think it's a alright frequency, just weekly.
Weekly.
Yeah. It's not too bad, right?
It's not too bad. Or else people get tired of us. That can happen.
We will try to come up with costumes and stuff like that, keep things alive.
I'll bring that little one,
Yoda,
the child,
baby Yoda, the
baby
child.
Yoda, the child. By the way, congratulations for being part of an Emmy award winning show. We didn't
Great news.
specifically work
Great
on
Emmy
episode
for
2, but we
making
worked on pretty much the whole show. So it was, yeah, it's quite an important one. I think it deserves, totally deserves the award. Not that we want to claim anything out of that, but uh, while we were working on the show, it was such a pleasure. The people that we worked with, the way we interacted, and yeah, super creative, a breakthrough in terms of virtual production, and
Mhm.
those LED panels, beautiful, and yeah, really proud of
And
being
it was the
of
show that brought us together, right? If not, this platform would not exist.
absolutely, absolutely, and led us to push the boundaries and
Hmm.
to do something more. It's
Yep.
because when you have a show that inspires you to do that, and you are really protective of that, and want that to to go really smooth and go really well, that's the inspiration that we need. That's why
Yep.
for me it's a show that is so dear to me, and we did a really brilliant job.
Yep.
And yeah, it got tons of Emmy awards for different kinds of categories, and got, of course, for visual effects. The Emmys, they give the award not for the whole show. They give it for, because it's for TV series, right? So they give it for a specific episode. I would consider that when you give it to a specific episode, not the other ones were terrible. The other ones were equally really good,
Hmm.
and you have the one that is representative and distinguished within all the episodes, because each episode is
Yep.
almost like a different movie, but
Hmm.
it's all in the same environment, all in the same world. So uh, should we get like an endorsement from Disney Plus? Subscribe to Disney Plus.
Like you're gonna put a splash screen.
I'm
The
gonna
ding, Disney.
subscribe to Disney Plus.
It's
Uh,
not available here in Singapore.
what? Well, it was not available in Portugal too, but it's just debuted 10 days ago,
10 days ago.
15th of September.
I'm
I
wondering
I still don't have it,
when it's gonna come.
but I'm gonna be registering. Okay. Uh, I think it's good. Well, I kind of like Star Wars. You might have noticed.
Kind of.
Kind of. Yeah. It's like,
Only in this view, we will not be able to tell. If you have a wider lens,
ooh.
you should be able to tell that Carlos is a big Star Wars fan. Or
Yeah.
have a look at his work table.
my my table right now, it's full of collectibles. I wouldn't say toys. People like say, "Oh yeah, you have so many toys." Well, they're not toys. Toys is in my kid's room. He likes to come
It's
here
like
and say,
saying
"Oh, I want that
animation
one."
is cartoon, right?
Yeah, and I try to say, "These are collectible. You can't play with these ones. These are my toys." No, he gives a nice environment, and as you know, I work in the company the same way that I work at home, so I have all the collectibles around. I just need a bit more space, right?
Yes, it does. Big. Do you intentionally get a big table?
Yeah, I have two tables here, just because of
Ooh.
that.
So more room for more collectibles.
You can't really see here. You can only see those over there, and there's a lightsaber
When you
as
see
well.
that closet, you know you're not the basic tier kind of collector. And the size of your poster compared to my poster.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, and those ones are not the big ones. Those posters are not the big ones. There's even big. Oh, you can see. It's not there anymore, but there's bigger
Wait,
ones, because I still
how
have
many?
posters
Why?
from back in the day where I think it was at ILM that they gave us an official poster. You know, like the big ones, the formats, the American formats that they have,
Oh,
like double side, so it can be put outside of the glass or the other side of the glass. So they have this mirror version, double sided and super high
haven't seen
quality.
that before.
It's nice one, nice one. Difficult to find a frame for that, but
That's why it's
but
not on the wall.
no, no, no. Those are not the ones. Those are the ones that
Mm.
you can find in the I don't know, in the bookshops and toy shops. These ones you cannot
Collectible
find them.
shops.
Sorry,
Collectible shops.
collectible shops. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not toys.
I was talking with my friend Umberto in Comic Con, and I was telling toys. I love toys. And he was like, it's not toys, it's collectible statues, figures. Don't say toys, because people are going to think that you're going to be playing with that. You're not playing with that.
Mhm.
It's like, well, yeah, I'm not playing.
If you
with
look
it.
at the price, high chance you will not be playing with that. If you are the one buying it.
Oh, actually, I've put on the top of my monitor all the little spaceships, the Star Wars spaceships. They are all here.
You need to do a tour,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
around your studio. RTC studio tour.
Studio tour.
You can't do mine. You can't do mine. This is the only angle you get to see me. Anything other than that,
Show us.
it's not too pleasant.
It's fine. It's fine. Well, I have here the right side is also like where the cameras don't show up. So
Uh-huh.
we all have one side that you want to show.
Yep.
All right, man. Thank you so much for sharing these moments with me, and let's figure out what we're gonna do for next week.
Yeah. Thank you
and
for having me.
Yeah, it
It's
was a pleasure.
It's like I mentioned, it was a very different. I wouldn't say different, interesting and unique journey. Now that I am looking at Road to Com, now I'm part of
You're part
Road
of
to
that,
Com.
and I'm really proud of that. And I'm really proud. I do believe that you have the same passion, the same feeling, and you understand the concept of why I chose the words road to comp.
Mhm.
It's the journey that matters, and that makes you the best compositor possible. It's the journey. It's not just how you just how you get there as fast as possible. It's how you learn. That will make the difference, and I see that everywhere. The best people that I know are humble people that learn from the beginning, that they respect all the other departments, all the other levels of artists, and yeah, you have the same vibe, my friend. All right, guys, I think we're gonna be wrapping this, or else we're gonna be hugging and crying.
No, the viewers will all run away because you'll be like, these two guys,
Just
get
two
a
guys.
room.
Get a room. Yeah. Bye. See you. Tired of this. We still have 9 people watching. Come on.
Are they really watching or just listening while working on their
Might be.
their
That's usually the case. People just live there, and we are a company to them. They just listen to us. Thank you so much for staying with us, Jai. I see you in the next couple of days, so we can prepare the next the two guys on camera. Oh, Melvin, come on.
Two guys, one camera. Let's
guys.
do it. 3 guys, 1 camera.
Oh, soon.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
thank you.
So much. Subscribe to our Patreon channel, or if you want to just talk with us, let us know. Send us a message. Okay. Bye bye. Have fun.
Bye bye.
See you later. Cheers. Bye bye.